Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 16 of the Florida Panthers franchise mode, and today is a very big episode as we are making a playoff push, and time is a big playoff push. I'd like to introduce also a new rule into this series because I've noticed that the no movement clause and stuff like that haven't been realistic enough to my tendencies, so I invented a new wheel, and it's been helped by a guy on the Facebook page that I've been on, who came up with the idea and stuff like that. So I'm going to use his idea, and it's a really smart idea. So what the wheel is on, it has a limited no trade clause, half of the contract is a no movement clause, and then the other is a no trade clause, and then there's a full no movement clause, and then just no movement clause. So I decided to do a respin on Johnny Gaudreau's contract, and it has turned out to be a limited no trade clause and only a 5-team trade list. So that means the 5-team trade list is going to be kind of originated from his birthplace. So since he's born in Philly, one of his favorite teams will be Philly. So that's going to be one of his teams on the list, that's the way that's going to be. Once we get into the drafted players, stuff like that, it'll be their birthplace, but it's just going to be the top 5 best teams. So the New York Rangers, Tampa Bay Lightning, New Jersey Devils, and the Nashville Predators, and then also you add Philly into that mix. So these are the only teams that he could be traded to, for example. Now, we do got a very big episode coming up, and I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen the best prospects. I was taking a look, and I was doing some pre-scouting before this video to see what we could do for this roster, and my lord, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at these guys. Yandle Pierce, which we thought we weren't going to be ready, but he's a top 4 defenseman already, 82 overall. Offensive defenseman. I mean, look at those puck skills, bro. This guy is a lethal weapon, and he's playing like it in the DAL. Yandle Pierce, an Australian fella, so he's going to take over Torrey Krug's position. Torrey Krug could be automatically traded out. And then we also got Maxov Petrov as well, 2-way defenseman. So we have 2 up-and-coming defensemen that's coming through the shrine of the team that are looking fantastic. Not just that, we also got Pete, 75 overall, Stanley Leb, who is a medium elite. Not just that, he's already a 74 overall, and he's having a great year in the queue. We're getting some great prospects here, man. We had a fantastic draft. Brodin also was another great pick, 66 overall. I mean, we had a lot of good picks. We weren't definitely not cheaped out. I mean, when you have Percy and then Petrov and then Leb, you already had a great draft just right off the get-go. Nikitin, we haven't got very much information on him, but honestly, we are looking very, very good as a team. Now, we are going to make a lot of decisions. We're going to do a couple of deals to make this team better because we want to have a good playoff run, and we need to make the team just a bit better. So, offensively, I want to improve on, and plus depth-wise for this upcoming year. Now, what do I want to do depth-wise is I want to kind of pick up someone new for that third line. I mean, you could take a look at it, and there's not very much speed there. Jonas Brodin is not at all performing for you. Coyle and, of course, Kirby Dach is performing, but I feel like a little bit more speed would help out Jonas Brodin. Jonas Brodin has been a huge player for us. We're going to keep him, but we're going to need a more of a speedier guy. Man, I don't know about Jonas Brodin. I think it's time up for him. We get rid of him, and we move on to a new player. Charlie Coyle, we're going to keep him on the team. I don't know. He's a free agent this year. We'll see what's out there, and we'll make a big blockbuster deal, but we are going to be looking for more speed. Defensively, we have lost kind of Keith Yandle. His touch is kind of out of place. He's a depth defenseman. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using not Yandle Pierce because he's a top 4 defenseman, so we would have to play him up in that top 4. But we are going to be signing the other guy, which I cannot remember his name. We are going to be signing that guy. I'm pretty sure we can. No, I don't think we can at this point in time, right? No, whatever. We'll keep him playing there. We're going to play Oliver Joseph. It's not going to be a big deal. I'd rather wait until next year to play him. Just have some more time in the juniors and stuff like that to develop. And I mean, Stanley Lee, man, I cannot wait to see what he can develop into. So we got to remember, Johnny Gaudreau has a limited no trade clause. Can only be traded to a couple of places. Anyways, let's get to dealing some players away. Now we're going to trade Charlie Coyle probably and Jonas Brodin to kind of just change things up. I mean, we're doing good, but I want to become more of a better team, and that speed-wise is going to be a huge thing for us. And that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, there's one player that I was already looking at, and that was Kalek Pozo to bring kind of like that grit for the depth grit. And Kalek Pozo would be a perfect man for the team. But we're going to want the Buffalo Sabres just to retain half of the salary cap for this year, because that's all we need. So he's only like a $3 million of worth of depth, right, for 1 year. So it's not going to cost us too much for Kalek Pozo. So we'll pay you guys a third. That should really just kind of carried it over there for that retained salary cap. So a third for Kalek Pozo kind of gives us some extra space for depth wise. Now we're going to be looking for big time third line player, and one player that I absolutely love, who's actually struggling this year with the Chicago Blackhawks, is Ondrej Palat, who can perform to his best, and plus he's good at defending, which is going to be a huge thing for us. I think what we could possibly do is just do a swap. Charlie Coyle for Ondrej Palat, unless they have too many third line forwards, which could be a possibility. I mean, holy shit, man, you guys are stacked. We could take another player, Dominic Cahoon. Ooh, a nice offensive guy. I mean, he's not very good defensively. He passes the puck too much, though. Tikkanen, but he's going to be a young player. Yep, he is. You got Mink, also another young player for them. Yep. And then you kind of go up from there. So we'll pick up Heinen, and we'll do another trade later to trade away Charlie Coyle. So we'll pick him up. They do want Charlie Coyle, so let's do a swap. Coyle for Heinen. We're going to have to give you guys just a bit of value to pick up Heinen. Actually, you know what? We're going to keep Charlie Coyle this year. Charlie Coyle's doing really good, and if Kirby Dach jumps up and starts playing on the second line, then we're not going to have a big grit player to play in that position. So we're going to go with a second and a third. And then we're going to trade away a fifth, or pick up a fifth. There we go. So Ondrej Palat will be replacing Jonas Donskoy, just to kind of just pick up some better players to replace. Anyways, that will be it. And the roster is looking complete for this upcoming year. We made some minor deals. Ondrej Palat, which is a big deal for us. And then also a depth piece in Kalek Pozo. And we're improving really much on defensively. If you take a look at this defense core, right? You add Petrov, you could get rid of Jonas Brodin, you could get rid of Torrey Krug, and I'm pretty sure Jonas Brodin's no trade clause ends next year. So, I mean, you got two positions that's open for two young defensemen to make this defense core even younger. I think I would definitely take that opportunity to do that any day of the week. And if we can do that, I think that's going to be a big opportunity for us. Now, yes, also a backup goaltender is going to be coming into play as well for the Florida Panthers, as just Picard has not been the guy for the team. He's been really struggling to play, and it's been a real big problem for our team where we just have not been able to get a good backup. And Cal Peterson, AHL, we'll give him a chance. We'll give Cal Peterson a chance to be our backup goaltender this year. We're going to trade away, and they do not want Calvin Picard, which is fine. We'll trade Voroboyov and then like a fifth. Trade you guys like a seventh. Voroboyov and a seventh for Cal Peterson. No, you guys don't even want to do a seventh. We'll do a fifth for you guys then, okay? Will that go through? Trade rejected. Man, you guys are being cucks, man. Trade you guys a fourth in next year. Nothing. Oh my god, are you guys fucking joking me, man? A third will have to do it. And then pick up like a sixth of this year. How about a sixth? Will that work? There we go. Now Peterson is going to be on the main roster this year. We're going to have to send down what's his face? We're not going to have to send down Calvin Picard. What the hell did I say? I didn't trade Picard. Why the hell is Peterson playing in there? Did they just automatically send down Pickard? We need to trade him away to a team that wants him. And a team that actually needs a backup goaltender, which it looks like Columbus does, so they will take Calvin Pickard for a fourth. We could probably acquire a third again in this deal, so a third and Calvin Pickard. There we go. Big moves, big moves, big moves. So we got a new backup goaltender, so hopefully he will perform better for us. Honestly, we're not looking that bad this year. Sergei Bobrovsky is dropping, so hopefully he doesn't drop too much more, and we could get Eric Davies in there next year. But let's start the simulation, man. We're second place in the division. We're making some big moves in free agency. Just some minor moves. Big depth piece in Kyle Pozo to make our team kind of tougher for this upcoming playoff push. And that's what we really want to see. It's just that grit, right? If we need Kyle Pozo, we could throw him right into the lineup and gives us some more flexibility to the team. And that's what we're going to need in this upcoming playoff run, is that flexibility for our team. And if we're going to be going up against Boston, we're going to need every gritty goddamn player to face that team that we could possibly use. So if we can use Kyle Pozo, we're going to take the chance to use them. We're going to just have to keep playing success, man. We're just going to have to keep looking for the big W's. And look at Laine, man. 32 goals on the year. He's ripping it up for the Florida Panthers. He's really, really stepping up for the team right now. So we just got to keep playing good hockey, man. Brisbois. Brisbois is just a defenseman, so that's not a big deal. And we're starting to see some development, and I'm happy with the last draft. I'm kind of glad that we missed the playoffs last year. It really gave us a chance to kind of improve this team, make this team better for this future of this team. Because there was no way that we were going to make it into any or keep the team pumping for a couple years. And right now, if we have Jalen Petrov and that other guy able to make their debuts, man, that makes it more of a huge development with this team, and I think that's going to be a real big step up from what we have seen in the past couple years. I'd love to keep Jonas Brodin without a doubt, but if we could get rid of him, we're definitely going to make that decision to trade him away. Johnny Gaudreau out with back spasms, so we're going to leave him on until the 24th. But we're getting a lot of W's since we've done some trades. I mean, we only lost 3 games there, and we've won almost every single other game. So we've been playing really, really solid out of the late, which is good. That's what we want to see from the Florida Panthers, and 2 in a row losses right there without Johnny Gaudreau. Okay, where are we positioned in the playoffs right now? We are second place right behind the Tampa Bay Lightning. We might be facing the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. We're a champion team, which is obvious. I mean, we are one of the best teams in the league. How well is Johnny Gaudreau playing in his first year with the Florida Panthers? 52 points, not too bad of a year for Johnny Gaudreau. I mean, we are paying him $12 million, but also Huberdeau is also having a solid year, which I'm happy to see. And Owen Tippett, man, he's having a great bounce back year, 49 points. And Laine, the man of the team, 65 points. He's been absolutely fantastic for this team. And Torrey Krug, also, he's been a big offensive defenseman for us, which we're probably going to trade him next year for some players. I don't know what we're going to do next year. I think if we can trade away Huberdeau, if we have maybe the thought of trading away Huberdeau, could be a possibility, but we'll have to see what happens there. And man, this video is going to be very short, but that's okay. Let's keep on assimilating Dominic Messon. We'll throw him in, replace Riley Steelman, Brisbois, sure. We'll throw him in instead. Keep on the simulation. Keep giving me the big win against Toronto and a loss there against Columbus and Buffalo. Stop the simulation there. We got 5 games left on the year. Where are we positioned? We are second place, 92 points. So we could possibly still get kicked out. I mean, you got Washington right there, Columbus. So we just got to keep winning games right now. Laine is almost at 40 goals, which what a year for Laine this year for the Florida Panthers. He's having a fantastic year once again. Lost there against Buffalo, win against Washington. That's a huge game against Washington. Laine with a mild concussion. Should be back before the playoffs, which is nice. Big win against Detroit, and we have probably clinched the playoffs. And big game against the Boston Bruins. Roman Ninamakia with an injury. That's why we should have probably signed one of the younger kids, which we might do if he's going to be out for a long period of time. We're going to leave Laine out until the playoffs. And we won that game 46-28-8. And we are going to be going up against the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. So this will be our first time seeing the Toronto Maple Leafs ever. In the first round, which is going to be a huge matchup between the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. It'll definitely be a big matchup. We took second place with 100 points. We actually caught up to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and at one moment in time, this team was ripping things up. They were one of the best teams in the league. They have Mikko Shan, and they are also playing Adam Ernie, but they do not have their starting goaltender what's his face? Shit, why can Vasilevsky, I mean, look at the defense, man, for Toronto. Lindell, Zaitsev, Muzzin, Littlegren, Dermont, and Sending. We tried to pick up Morgan Riley, but Morgan Riley decided not to sign with us. So goal scoring wise, we are second place in the league for, in our division for goal scoring. One of the better teams defensively. We got to say thank you to Sergei Bobrovsky. One of the worst power plays, but we did have a strong penalty kill, which is nice to see as well. But we're not the best goal scoring wise, which is kind of a weak thing to show. But I mean, we're able to score goals. I mean, Laine had 68 points. Happanainen, he had a great year alongside his teammate Patrick Laine. Gaudreau, 60 points. I mean, with the way that the simulation is, he didn't have a 74-point season. But you take a look at the power play points, you take that in half. It's more of a meh season. But he's had to have 72 points when he has not been, like, especially well in the power play. Owen Tippett. Huberdeau, once again, only 52 points, which kind of worries me. I wish he was a bit better, but Ondrej Palat had a really good year as well. Kirby Dach, 41 points. He really stepped up this year, 41 points for him. Coyle, Dante Heinen stepped up a bit. Wasn't the player that we really needed him to be. Hopefully, we could get some more out of him later on in the sim. But Laine, huge year this year, 40 points. Torrey Krug had 50. Ekblad also had a good year. Brodin NTC also had a good year. And Alexander Keenans, who is slowly developing. Sergei Bobrovsky, what a year. He had 926 save percentage, probably one of his best years this year. I think it was since that year he really had a step-up year. But he's really stepped up this year as our starting goaltender. And Cal Peterson was the backup that we needed him to be. He backed up Sergei Bobrovsky for the last 4 games. Now, I don't think Sergei Bobrovsky is going to be close to winning the Vezina. Of course, you got Carter Hart, but you do also got Vasilevsky, who's in New York. But, I mean, yeah, it's going to either go to Carter Hart or Vasilevsky. But he's going to be probably in contention for it. So that's good to see. All of those prospects. None of them are mine, but Kirby Dach is 41 points. He was nowhere near the top of the standings. And then let's take a look at all skater stats. Ovi, at 37 years old, still pumping those goals. He's leading the league in points, 90 points. What a year for Ovi. Then you have Sylvester, Stamkos, Forsberg, Pettersson, Hall, Tarasenko, Sagan. Goal scoring wise, you had Hall. And then Laine all the way down here. So he's in the mixture of being one of the best goal scorers in the league, which is nice to see. And honestly, good year for the Florida Panthers. We performed really well, better than last year. We're in the playoffs, which is the good thing. And it doesn't matter what you do in the regular season. If you make it, you make it. Let's see what we could really do in the playoffs against one of the best teams in the league, and that's the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? I mean, you can take a look at the first line. Nylander, Austin Matthews, Mitchell Marner. Their second line, Andreas Johnsson. Then they got John Tavares. And then this young prospect, Alexia Malenkonov, which is another big player. And then their depth is also pretty good, too. You can't even say anything about that. And they're not even spending that much on their depth either. They're pretty smart about it. And this team is looking very good. With Jeremy Bracco, you got to be aware of this kid. He's definitely going to be a speed demon out there. He's going to be a real potential threat against us. And they're going to be a fast team. They're not going to be a hard-hitting team unless you're facing up against their fourth line. This team is going to be a fast team. If we can knock them on their ass a couple times, I think we could really take this game away. You got Eston Lindell with Nikita Zaitsev, Liljegren with Muzzin, and then Dermott and Rasmus Sandin. So very good defense core as well for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And facing up against our team, we're evenly matched. I think we got the size advantage because, yeah, your first couple lines are kind of smaller and stuff like that. But once you get into the deeper lines, you're going to get into some thick shit with Kirby Dach and Coyle and Lawson Krause. You're facing up against some pretty big boys. And not just that defensively. 6'1", 6'4", 6'3". You got some pretty big men on this team, and I think we could definitely hack down on the Toronto Maple Leafs for sure. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Sorry guys for this video being kind of shorter than the other videos. I wanted to end it on trade deadline to get some trades done, stuff like that. But we're going to end it on this note. We're going to be going into the playoffs. We're facing up against the Toronto Maple Leafs and Frederik Andersen, Austin Matthews, John Tavares, as they have so many good players. So this will be a good playoff series to get back into it. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, amigos.